I don't feel like myself lately, and I didn't know how to say that out loud. Hey y'all, it's your podcast bestie Jama again, and today we're talking about something I've been trying to put into words for a while now. Because it's not one big thing, it's a bunch of small things that don't seem related until they are. And I don't even know exactly when it started. It just kind of crept in. We're on the outside, everything looks fine, and people are always saying, oh, everything's fine. I'm still working out, I'm still showing up, and I'm still doing all the things I've always done, and that's what everybody sees. But internally, something feels off, and it shows up in ways that are hard to explain at first. Like walking into a room and completely forgetting why I was there. And not in a cute way, like standing there thinking, wait, what was I doing? Or being mid-sentence and my brain just leaves, no warning, just gone. I've forgotten names. I've forgotten why I've walked in the room. I forget a lot these days, and sometimes my words fail me. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I laugh it off. Brain fog is real. And I've always been someone who is pretty on it. Focused, driven, knows what I'm doing. So when this starts happening, you notice. And then there's the energy. This one's been crazy frustrating because I'll wake up tired after sleeping. Like, excuse me, we're sleeping now and still tired? What are we doing here? And this is the part that really made me stop and go, okay, something is different. Because I used to be someone who could wake up at 5 a.m., get my workout in, go all day, get everything done. And now I protect my sleep like it's my full-time job, and I still wake up tired. Make it make sense, y'all. And then, of course, there's the hunger. We need to talk about the hunger because this one has been a whole situation. Like, I'm used to marathon training hunger. Yeah, that's real. I know. But I've been pretty consistent with how I eat for years. I have been tracking my protein lately. Yeah, I know. And I know what works for my body. I know how to stay on track. And last year, I worked really hard to lose all the weight that I gained in this current situation in life. And I did. And then I got sick last month, or maybe about 2 months ago now, was off track for maybe a month. And somehow it all came back really fast. And that messes with your head because you're like, wait, I know how to do this. I've done this before. Why is this suddenly not working the same? And on top of that, again, I'm hungry all the time. Not like I could snack. I mean actual, real, stomach growling, thinking about food, can't ignore it hungry. And then I'll eat, and I'll still feel hungry. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? Because this is not how my body used to work. Some days I feel like I can eat the Texas Roadhouse rolls with the cinnamon butter. You know what I'm talking about, right? I just want to tear those up. But I try to stick to my protein goals and macros and everything else. And then we add the whole sleep situation on top of that. Some nights I'm fine. Other nights I'm just awake for no reason. So I've never had a problem falling asleep, and I still don't really. It's the wake up in the middle of the night, can't fall back asleep, and then, of course, the wake up in the middle of the night, sweating, hot flashes. We have to talk about this because as someone who's been cold her entire life, like suddenly I'm overheating like I'm in a sauna for no reason. And it's not gradual. It's like you're fine, and then bam, it hits you. And I'm talking about like, do I need to take all my clothes off right now, hot? Is this happening in public? I'm going to take my clothes off here. Can anyone tell I'm sweating everywhere and sticking to everything? It's aggressive. That's the only word I have to describe it. And if you've known me for years, I carry at least 3 jackets in my car at any given moment and a blanket because I was always cold. And then, of course, there's the emotional side to all of this. And this is the one that surprised me because I'm not someone who usually cries or gets angry or really lets feelings take over, like ever. And lately, I can feel it right there. not even tied to something specific, just there. And I'm like, why am I about to cry right now? We're fine. Nothing is happening. Or why am I about to rage on someone? And it's not always like sadness cry. It's just emotion out of nowhere. And when you put all of this together, the brain fog, the fatigue, the hunger, the weight changes, the sleep, the emotions, you start to have this thought that you don't really want to say out loud, which is, this is not me. And that's the part that's hard. Because when you've always been someone who is disciplined, consistent, reliable, you don't expect to feel that way. You expect things to get easier, not more unfamiliar as you age. And for a while, I think I was trying to fix each thing individually. Fix the workouts, fix the food, fix the sleep. But what I'm starting to realize is that it isn't a bunch of separate problems. This is a shift. And yes, I'll say it. I haven't said it on the podcast yet. I say it in real life all the time. This is very likely perimenopause. I am at that age, y'all. And I feel like that word alone carries so much weight. Because no one really prepares you for what this actually feels like. And I know no two people are the same. They don't tell you that you can be doing everything right and still feel off. That's why I wanted to talk about this. They don't tell you that your body can change this fast, because it does. They don't tell you that your brain, your emotions, your hunger, your energy, your pain tolerance, your tolerance for people and other stuff, all of it can feel different all at the same time. And they definitely don't tell you how confusing it all is when you've spent your whole life being someone who figures things out. And you can't quite figure this out. So you've been feeling this, and you've had that quiet moment where you've thought, something is off, but I can't explain it. And you're around that mid-age in life. I just want you to know you're not crazy. Y'all, I hate when people say women are just crazy. We're not. We know what's going on. You're not losing your discipline. You're not suddenly doing everything wrong. Your body is changing. And when your body changes, everything connected to it changes too. And I think that's why this has felt so frustrating for someone like me, because the way I used to approach things just worked. And now it doesn't always work. And that doesn't mean I'm failing, although sometimes it feels like I am still. It just means that I'm in a different phase in life. And I think the first step is just being willing to say it out loud, like I am finally. Because for me, even saying I don't feel like myself lately felt like a big step. Because nobody can see it on the outside. Because once you say it though, you stop pretending everything else feels normal. And that's where you can actually start figuring it out. What you need now. Not what used to work, not what you think should work, but what actually supports you in this phase. So if this resonated at all with you, if you've been feeling any part of this week, don't try to fix everything all at once, because you can't. Just notice it. Notice your energy, notice your hunger, notice your emotions. Without judgment, just awareness. And start taking notes and writing stuff down like I do, because you can track it, and you probably need to track it like I've been doing. Because we're going to talk about this more, a lot more throughout the course of this podcast. We're going to break this down piece by piece so it actually starts to make sense. Because you're not the only one going through this, not even close. And if we can't laugh about some of this, like randomly overheating in public for no reason, then what are we even doing? All right, y'all, that's all I've got for today. I'll see you in the next episode. And if today felt a little too real for you, just know you're not in this alone. I am figuring this out right alongside with you. And we're just figuring out this new version of ourselves, the one that no one really prepared us for. All right, that's it. Bye for now, y'all.